Okay, it's the Human Music Podcast. We're humans. We talk about human music, but there's a lot of fucking useful robots in this world. And if we're not utilizing the robots that we have available, that's on us.
How do you find a balance there? Like, what is necessary? I mean, I don't think any of us will really ever know, but
Batching.
Batching, bro. That's like goes right along with scheduling. Like scheduling time to deal with your social media. You can schedule the time to schedule out social media posts. Come up with a bunch of posts one afternoon, schedule them all for the next week or two, and then go back to your real life. And you know that we're talking about hacks this episode, okay, it's the Human Music Podcast. We're humans. We talk about human music, but there's a lot of fucking useful robots in this world. And if we're not utilizing the robots that we have available, that's on us. Like, there's a bunch of free things. There's like free versions of like Hootsuite or Buffer or whatever, like these different programs that you can just upload a whole bunch of posts, schedule them out, and set it and forget it. And then you've got engaging content popping up where other people are looking for that and don't have a music career to think about. They just want to find new music. And thank God you're uploading your shit so they can find you. And
100%.
So it's like, how can you make these robots work for you? Like, are there any kind of, those kind of schedulers, machines, hacks, software that you guys have found that have been helpful for you?
Well, I hear Instagram particularly has been shadow banning people for uploading outside of their app or their website. And obviously you can't schedule on there, which is sort of tricky. Definitely like setting aside the time to schedule it. I think it's also a lot more inspiring to do and easier said than done for sure. It depends sort of where you are. If it's just like a random day-to-day post, then yeah, post it when it happens. Have that genuine content. But if you're pre-planning content, I think a lot of people get stuck because, and I was at this place for a long time too. I felt this like overwhelming like burden of like, oh my God, I need to think of one post and then I need to think of another post and then another after that. And then times 12 or whatever for the next however long. But when I started to see it as, this post is a part of a story that leads into this post, which is a part of a story that leads into this post. Same with your music, whether it's your songs or your projects or whatever, when you start to see them as chronological pieces in this story, you can actually like take 10 steps back and look with this insight and be like, oh, okay, this doesn't need to be this crazy, like thought out post here that tells people all the things. I'm going to talk about this thing next week. So I'm going to just briefly touch up on that this week. And then week 3, I'm going to talk about something different and how week 1 and 2 relate to that, and when you're coming up with these posts in advance, you have that luxury of just type out your long caption or make your 6 photos all at once or whatever. And then you could chunk that off even further. And now you can make this one, 7-sentence caption into 7 different posts.
Yeah. Similar to that, I've heard like of bands that would like, they'd play one show, hire a photographer to be there for that show and give them a batch. So maybe they get like 50 sick photos that they like out of the however many hundreds that got flicked. And then you just schedule those posts out to drop like once a day from that one show, you got all these different, oh, here's one of the drummer, here's one of the guitar player, here's one of all of us, here's one of the singer right up on the mic, you know, here's one of the crowd. Like, and the point of this social media is just to, it's like brand recognition. It's the people that already cared enough to hit follow get to see you again and again, and you stay in their minds. And that, like, that brings us to, so that, you know, kind of closes up like batching and, you know, getting, you know, more mileage out of one thing. Like you said, I love that. If you've got a whole, you know, paragraph to post one sentence at a time as a little text picture. And then somebody can see this whole thing go on when they hit your profile. That's dope, you know? But like, what's the strategy and what's the point behind your posting is another good, you know, thing to think about. Like, do you have a release coming? Well, then all your posts should be that the release is coming. Is the release out? Then you should make a bunch of posts that the release is out. Are you kicking it and on vacation and just show people that you're a real human and hang out at the beach sometimes? Not that this is the best era to do that. Secluded beach.
Yeah, secret beach. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I definitely, the Instagram scheduling or just post scheduling in general is something I've hopped on recently and found really helpful. So it doesn't take away the stress of having to plan out coherent, relevant content. But do you guys think there'll ever be a day in today's society in which someone could be successful and not have social media accounts?
There are people currently.
Like who?
I don't know.
Were any of them successful, not successful before social media? Like Jay-Z doesn't need to be on Facebook telling people to listen to Jay-Z songs because he's been famous for 24 years. You know,
there's
like
the odd person that blows off it. But the thing is too, not to think of it as like do I need it? You don't need anything besides the music. The thing is, you know, some people play the lotto once and win. Some people play a lifetime and never win. And the lotto's maybe not the best example, but the thing is, how much are you willing to sacrifice to increase that chance of you getting quote unquote lucky? Like, if you never quit, there is still a chance that you will never make anything of yourself in the industry that you want to be a part of. But the more you invest, the more you put into it, the bigger your slice of wheel in the spinning wheel of life gets, and the bigger your chances of something landing on it are. And so you have to think of each post as potentially gaining you one new fan, best case, zero fans, worst case, and anything more than that is just like a cherry on top. It is a slow game. You need to be thinking of it that way and not expecting like any one post to blow you up, because it's the post that you don't think that'll blow you up that will blow you up.
I like it. What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe to our channels. And if you have any questions or topics that we need to cover on the show, put them in the comments. Appreciate you. Peace and peace among worlds.